Make this thing exciting, guys.
We'll try.
All right. Even the wreck guys, yeah.
Have fun, guys. See you guys soon.
All right, Jason. Yeah, you heard him. Even the guys that mess up, you have to put them on the spot.
Yes, I love it.
I just think it doesn't like it whenever you start going through all your different prompts and buttons and everything. It's like, nah, I'm gonna freak out now.
Well, it's holding up right now, so I'm not touching nothing. So, we're going to leave it as that. Alright.
That guy has a cool...
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and family and friends who are tuning in tonight to a SRU Truck Series race. No points are on the line tonight. It is a special event. I wasn't told what the special event was for. But anyway, in the booth tonight is myself, Mr. Brian Hunt, and alongside of me is William Roberts, or would prefer Will Roberts, sorry. Good evening, Will.
Either or, Brian. It doesn't matter, bud. Good evening, Brian. Interesting race here this evening, like you said, non-points ping race. I believe if everybody sticks around at the end, there's like a $30 drawing at the end of the race, if I'm not mistaken. So
that is what I heard.
So that's kind of up for grabs at the end of this race. Just over 20 competitors. So old Atlanta, not the new reconfigured, resurfaced Atlanta. So I'm sure it'll still be a fantastic race, nevertheless.
Always is, Will. Old Atlanta turns out to be one of the very greatest shows that we've seen out there, and sometimes the new Atlanta too as well. But we are very familiar with these guys here, so it's going to be interesting to see what they bring to the table here tonight. So, well, you know how non-points paying events work out. What do you think we see here, and yeah.
Probably a lot of hard-nosed racing against these competitors here this evening. 134 laps this evening, so long way to go, but still, I do see it being a fierce battle all the way through between everybody this evening.
Yes, That is very true, Will. I see a lot of familiar names in here that we are very familiar with. But before we get into that topic, Will, let's go over their little race day information here tonight. So, Will, as you see here, this is the race number 3. We are at the Old Atlanta. It is a 1.5 mile track. The current weather out there today, sir, is 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Nice little view here from Barney the Flagman there. 54% humidity. It is clear skies. 9 mile per hour wind there, Will. That wind is going to play a massive factor going down that backstretch. They have a total of 135 laps, which equals out to be 150 miles. They get unlimited sets of tires. They get 2 fast repairs, Will. Those 2 fast repairs can either be used early or maybe later on in the race. But they do have 3 attempts at a GWC. And then their fuel is at 75. Will, their stage break tonight is lap 40.
Yes, lap 40 early stage break pretty much, or around the normal length of the regular scheduled stage breaks here. Whenever it comes to 1.5 miles for the SRU. So I do believe it's about the same amount of fuel that we had last week. If anybody remembers that, about 37 laps or so. So,
can you see that timing tower fine, sir? Do you need me to change anything around with it, or is that pretty good for you?
Perfectly fine.
All right. Well, as you see there, Will, Philip Richmond jumps up to the P2. So that's good for him after first lap was sitting down there in the 6th position area. So that was a big improvement for him, that's for sure. But now as we see here, Larry Blair attempting to take his 2nd lap here. See if he can move up the board a little bit. His first lap, Will, was a 39.1. That bottom lane is a little rough, a little bouncy, so we'll see how it plays out as he comes by the line one more time here. He will move up to P5, Will, a 31.53.
Yes, normally, Brian, you know just as well as I do, normally the 2nd lap of your qualifying, normally your quickest, so no surprise there that he was faster on the 2nd lap.
All right, Will, we're going to go over the starting grid here tonight. For tonight's session. So as you see here, Paul Whitwell is going to be starting P1. P2 will be Philip Bridgman. P3 will be Samuel Archibald. P4 will be Justin Thielen. P5 will be Larry Blair. P6 will be Christopher Campbell. P7 will be Derek Coffey. P8 will be Gary Caudill. P9 will be Mike Chamberlain. P10 will be Whitley. Will, take over.
Kyle Heath, P11. Matthew Hunsager, P12.
CV, P13. Oh, that's right.
Christopher Brown, P13. Josh Small starting in P14th. Jim Coleman'sberger in that number 11 starting in P15. Paul Cohen, my apologies, starting P16. Terry Duguay 17th. Jason Adams in 18th. Mark Cossack 19th. Art Mullane 20th. Aaron Bradford 21st. Michael Palmer in that 31 machine and 22nd. And Robert Cheswick rounding out the field in 23rd position, Brian.
Yes, sir. Nice hefty field here tonight, Will, which is always fantastic. We love to see it. It's going to be a good one, I do believe, I would say. So, as we see here, as everybody waits the grid up here, Will, 134 laps. Old Atlanta, rough surface. As you see here, they are about to get ready to pull off the starting grid here. And I'm very surprised that I did not see Jim Coleman'sberger go out and run there. I see there Kyle Heath going to the back. He don't want no part of it. And that's that, so.
Yes, Brian, I kind of thought we would have had at least 1 or 2 more qualifiers to take a lap in that qualifying session before the race here, but no, we did not, so.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. So, well, as we see here, they get ready to pace around here to take the green flag here tonight on the BNR Racing Network and the phenomenal SRU Truck Series, as they call themselves now. As you see there, you got Paul Witt and Philip Bridgman starting that on the front row there, which is going to be interesting. We'll see how well it all plays out. So get ready to take the green flag. And oh no, not yet. I guess they stalled it out, so we will not go this time, as I thought we was about to go ahead and do it, but that's not happening. So look, we could have had time to talk to a few people, but knowing me, that's my fault. Well, sleeping a little bit.
I almost think they might be more worried about tires here this evening than gas, but that's just one opinion or one way of looking about it. But because Atlanta can be quite abrasive and very shreddy on the tires, but some people are just really great about conserving those tires and just making them go really long.
Oh yeah.
But
oh well, I think this time we will actually see that pace car dip off, and these drivers will be able to take the green flag. You see there, Barney the flagman got that green flag in his hand, Will, getting ready to wave it. And green flag is out. Boogity, 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 boys. See there, great start by Mr. Paul Wood there, as Philip Bridgman is looking to keep it very, very close to him early on here, Will. We know Philip, a hard charger early on, then starts to fade a little bit, and then, yes.
And then he can sometimes find himself there at the end, Brian.
Oh yeah. I see here.
Very good qualifying.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say good qualifying position for Samuel Archibald there in the 21 truck, and he has got himself up into 3rd position with that great qualifying start. So good to see that out of him. And this group back here, some of the ones that didn't qualify, trying to get really racy early on and work their way up to the front of the field. So I have to keep an eye out on a few of these guys that just kind of choose sometimes not to qualify, but just race their way up through the field. They do make it very interesting, that's for sure.
Yes, Will, indeed, that is very true. You see there, all the battles going on here. We don't know who's where, but the battle for 8th, that's a lot of guys in the top 8 there, battling it out there. You see Derek Coffey, Mike Chen, Matthew Huntsaker, Gary Caldell, Terry Duguay, Josh Small, Mark Whitley are aligned. So, well, you got a nice head full early hard chargers on here, just trying to duke it out for the battle for 9th. Well, you see Matthew Huntsaker is up 3 spots from the start. Terry Duguay is up 6. And same thing with Art Will. He's up 6 spots too from the start.
Man, you got to try to get all you can get early on the initial start and restarts here at a place like Atlanta. Because after your tires kind of start to fade away just after a few laps, it just kind of gets difficult to make passes or make your way, make any headway, I guess you could say. We saw that purple truck, that 3 machine of a Cottle get into the wall on the back straightaway. It looks like he's trying to get back up to speed now, though. So,
oh yeah, you see Terry Duguay side by side with one of their best hard charging Cup Series guys, Mr. Whitley. Which, by the way, I do believe Mr. Whitley did win last week. I applaud him very well when they were over there at Phoenix. He's one of their outstanding Cup performers. Him and Zaplinski, two great people that I've raced around with and been with out there on the track. But good to see him out here tonight in the trucks. Well, since they had opened it up for everybody who was part of SRU, and once again, I just want to give my wishes out to Mr. Dave Bush. He's been tuning in here and there, but hopefully you can kick the ass of whatever you're battling there and hopefully overcome everything. So that's out there for you guys, for you and your wife, and then this league here that you started. So, but well, you see Philip early on up there in the wall, slid from P2 up to now 15th spot. Will.
yes, indeed, a mistake early on here. Just out of Phillip. He was running P2, just about a second and a half behind the race leader, Paul Witt, just comfortably riding there, it seemed, and maybe just got up into the wall on corner entry of turn 3 and just drug the safer barrier down a little bit. It looks, and Terry Duguay does a similar thing to what we just saw on the previous lap.
Let's see here as we ride on board with Mr. Chamberlain, the back view of his truck, looking on from Terry Duguay and Art and Josh and all that battle that's getting hectic a little bit behind him. Will, he doesn't want to be anywhere caught in the middle of all that shindig that is going on behind him. So his bet is from here on to hopefully till the end he can set his nose and continue to move forward. I do notice Kyle Heath is struggling a little bit in the back there, trying to maneuver his way through traffic, which he's always been a front pack guy that's always been starting in the front. Very rarely will you ever see him about mid-pack here, so that is that.
Well, in a way, it's still early on, 11 laps, still only into this race, so Kyle just kind of slowly making his way up through the field, just being cautious at the moment, just trying to get everything, all the tires up to temp, and just, like you said, just kind of being cautious or just kind of maybe taking his time, so.
Oh yeah, which is, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Matthew Hunsaker moving up through the field, though. I believe he just gained a couple of positions there, past Whitley and Derek Coffey there. So.
Yes, sir. Well, that is one of
just past Justin.
Yes, he did. Slowly making his way up through the field there in that 23 RFK racing machine there. One of the good drivers of the BNR crew, that's for sure. A lot of great guys throughout this whole field tonight. A variety of them. A lot of fast, some average back, some mid back. But Matthew is setting his head straight and looking to go run down Witt and Archibald and Blair and Brown and Campbell. So up 6 spots from where he started. So we'll see how that goes from there.
Not sure if Paul Witt is being a bit conservative at the moment, but Archibald has taken about a tenth or so out of that gap. Larry Blair is right there behind Archibald, though. They're about to have a battle for second, I do believe, as Blair is right on the heels of Samuel.
Oh, yeah.
Good battles all throughout this field, opening 15 laps of this race. Lots of comers and goers very early on.
Oh, yeah.
This field currently only spread out only 12 and a half seconds.
Oh, yeah. Lap 16 of 134 up here. As we see here, Josh Small's up 1 spot. You see Kyle Heath now getting his little mixture there. Aaron Bradford is up 7 spots from where he started, so which is always a good thing.
You can really see the tire fall off whenever you go through the field right now and just looking at different drivers. It pops up that little graphic of the best time compared to the last lap time. You can really tell or see how much of a tire fall off these drivers are having. Some are a second and a half off to 2 seconds off of their best lap. So, and we're almost 20 laps into this run, so that's pretty drastic of a tire fall off. So that just tells you how degrading of a track that this version of Atlanta used to be.
Oh, as Terry DeGay gets into the wall there, as he's behind Josh Small there.
Yeah, Terry's just running out of real estate.
Oh, yeah. And when, well, and you know, old Atlanta.
And Bradford got loose and,
oh, there they go. They both hit that apron there. Wow. Oh, yeah. Tire fall off is tremendous. And you're starting to see it take place in these trucks, Will. Times fade in. Everything's just going. Everything's just... yeah, it's just starting to be a doozy.
We do expect a pit stop at some point. I would suggest either
Paul Witt has made his pit stop,
now.
the leader.
Oh, okay, there we go. Exactly what I was saying now. So.
Oh, that's why. There you go. There's no. I forgot. When I put that pit thing up on the bottom there, it's easier. So. Well, Kyle Heath is up 8 spots from where he started. Sorry, 3 spots, not up 8. He's up 3 spots from where he started, which moves him into. Oh, lock up going into the pits there. What a big slip up by Whitley there. Oh, man, it's very unfortunate for Whitley. Let's go back and see if we can take a look at what happened, Will.
You can't see the numbers next to the person's name on the crawler. It's like their numbers, like it's like pitch black beside it.
Oh, okay.
It's like a smudge black.
I gotta fix that.
But
well, it's a good thing you said it.
yeah, I just noticed it. I was looking up at it, and I'm going to assume that the closing rate speed, like the cornering speed for Whitley, just different, drastically different from what he's used to in the Cup Series.
So as you see here,
compared
off
to the
track.
truck.
Oh man, I want to go back and rewind that. So closing in, trying to get into the pits, misses the pits, and Whitley goes around like that. That's very crucial.
Did
here,
he have a truck on the inside of him?
Yes, I do believe that.
Oh,
was,
I think the 92 was trying to pit as well. Maybe he was just compromised, perhaps, maybe by the 92.
I would say so. You can see the numbers now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
In a way, he could have been compromised by the 92, or he could have just been trying to get all he was trying to get coming into the pit lane, and just had a bad wheel hop coming off the banking onto the pit apron, and multiple of things could have occurred. Maybe we might get a chance to speak with him during the stage break, or maybe a caution, whichever comes first.
Well, as you see here, Sammy Archibald Will is still out on those tires. A lot of these boys are. I don't know if Larry Blair is in that P2. Yes, he is. So this is the battle for the lead, Will, between Sammy Archibald and Larry Blair. So,
well, I would have pitted the lap after the Paul Witt machine pitted, but staying out as long as you can. Don't really know what that's going to help you out here in this first run. Basically trying to cut the stage in half. You want to do what Paul Witt did in a sense, and try to have the freshest tires in your competitors, and that way you could get a bigger gap on the field, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to do here soon. Once the lead eventually does cycle back out to him, if no caution does occur. We've seen close, but no cigar at the moment. So,
as we see here, Jim Coleman'sberger Will is up 9 spots from where he started, but yet again has not pitted. So he's trying to get every little ounce of thing he can. You see here, Jason Adams is up 11 spots from where he started. So. Good
so
battle
is it like
here.
the top 13? Yes. Okay, so the top 13 have not pitted.
Correct.
But Witt and Thielen and
Kyle and
Brown.
Yep. All those guys came in to pit, while all these fellow drivers here just cruising. And if you listen closely, you can hear the tires start to squeal on Jim Coleman'sberger's car. So now it's starting to chip every little ounce away out of that right side there. You see here, speaking of him, pitting, Jim's going now, making his pit stop, along with Terry and Bradford. Thank you. Jeez. And then Cheswick. Okay, yes. That's what I was trying to get out. You see Josh Small's up 9 spots from when he started. P5. No,
The
excuse me.
contagious thing.
Yes.
Yes.
P5 for Josh Small.
I yawned, but I didn't think no one heard it.
I guess I did. Oh, a little slip up from Derek Coffey there. Oh, man. That was a little, excuse me, I'm faster than you bump, which slipped him up in front of Josh there. As you see, Cossack and Chamberlain getting by Josh, and So is Jason. But excuse me, I'm coming through too. There you go. So that's a battle for fourth and fifth. Oh, third, fourth, and fifth. There.
Derek Coffey being a wheelman on those new tires.
Oh yeah. If you see there again, Cheswick now coming in. Larry Blair now made his pit stop. So 7 guys will on the lead lap there at the moment. Archibald still has not pitted, so. Goodness, excuse me. You see my Mike Chamberlain diving down there. I see there Archibald now comes in. Matthew Huntsaker. They have finally decided the pit wheel to make their pit stop here. Adams is looking to stay out an extra bit. You see Whitley now trying to pilot through the field here. As Art now moves into P2.
Yeah, I just don't know why you stay out so long for, to lose all that ground that you might have had.
That's what I'm saying. So Josh Small with a 15.2 second pit. Chamber, I do believe that is Chamberlain with a 14.9. Jason Adams is looking to do it and stay out for a while there. As you see, Matthew Huntsaker looking to get by Jason to get his lap back, and he will now rotate to come back on the lead lap. So that's that. Jason looking to set the pace, still up 17 spots from when he originally started. As you see there, Samuel Archibald looking to get his lap back whenever he doesn't do the old blinky. Just like that, Philip Bridgman. Now Art's coming in. Jason Adams is now making his pit stop. I don't know, you wait too long, sometimes that ain't going to be the best thing to wait for. So Jim Coleman'sberger, P12 at the moment.
Paul Witt cycles back around, takes the lead. Brown in the 92 will come back and get in second place at the moment. Al Heath up all that position into third place. Eric Coffey, he's going to be inside the top 5 in 4th place when this cycle's out. Campbell in the 68 in 5th.
Oh yeah.
Archibald staying out all that time. Him and Larry Blair staying out all that time just lost them so much ground. Maybe that might make them second guess or like double check, their pitch strategy going later on, maybe not, stay out so long. Later on, everybody's just in their own boat of strategy and they're just committed to it, trying to not get sunk. Who knows? You can just see the difference of just a few laps of tire compared to new tire with Samuel Archibald there just getting past Justin Thielen. And Thielen not too long ago had come down pit road, so just after a few laps, all that good has gone away. That and You're not running as quick as you were, so here should be the stage break, race break.
Yes,
Give everybody
sir.
a reset here, Brian.
Oh yeah.
Go back at it again.
Yeah, they're gonna reset her up. And we're gonna go ahead once they get situated here. We'll wait. I want to talk to Woodley and see what was going through his head here. So, well, we got the chat box back up and going on YouTube. Don't know why it's been all that, but you see here, we'll let these guys all come down and make their pit stop here. I don't think Woodley's pitting. No, he's staying out. Well, we'll see. We'll go ahead and talk to Woodley real quick. Mr. Whitley, you got a copy?
Are you there, Mark?
If not, that's alright. We'll go ahead and we can wait for another time. We'll move him back up there. Who's currently leading?
Matthew Hunsaker, I believe.
Alright, well, we'll go ahead and... I don't see him either. Alright. Maybe we'll talk to this colleague here. Mr. Coleman.
What's up?
How are you, sir?
Lovely, lovely. My wrist is sprained and screwed up, and I'm in pain, but I'm having fun.
How'd you get a sprained wrist?
I don't know. Everybody accuses me of doing something last night, but I didn't do that.
Okay, then.
I messed you up. Yes.
Yeah, how's your truck handling there, Jim?
It's fun, man. I'm having a good time. This thing's a little loose at times. You just got to back up your corners a little bit and have a, then be careful when you get back in it, or you're going to go roundy round. All I got to say is lap 18, 19, check out Aaron and me. That was fun.
Oh, yeah. I actually saw that. He straddled the paint in front of you, got wicked loose, like dog walked it up the track and like put you in the fence.
Life happens though, man. You know what I mean?
That was, but you guys controlled it, kept it under control. Like, he was mad sideways. Like,
oh, yeah. Can you believe I had 57 seconds worth of damage on that?
Really?
Yeah,
wow.
I couldn't believe it.
Just from a scrape. Well, yes. Well, anyway, Jim, about how many laps of good do you have on your tires, like a fresh set of tire, before they just, fall off completely?
I would say at a halfway point, I lose it, but then again, I had 69% when I went in for a pit, because I wasn't really forcing it and going fast, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay, 10-4. Well, hopefully best of luck to you here, Jim.
Yeah, I hope I don't get jinxed, you know what I'm saying? Usually happens.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir. Alright, sir, have fun. Go out there and show them what you're all about.
All right, man. Thanks for broadcasting, guys.
Yep. Alright, there you go. Oh, Jim. So we couldn't get a hold of a few others, so We'll come back up here to the front of this field. $24, $29, $13, $92, $83, $68, $21, $69, the 5 and 11. Top 10 cars going out there.
Do you fake that southernness in your accent,
Yes,
or is
I do
that
it
just
all the
like, okay? Because
Wait.
sometimes you get what?
Oh no, I was saying Paul Witt got a great start.
I be wondering sometimes because I'm like, I don't know if he's like with the Yankee mixed with the southernness.
Jason's in the wall.
Nothing but a big tripperoo, you know.
Uh-huh.
Just see, I didn't think this was a good strategy call by Jason to stay out here, even though he just had a handful of laps on his tires. Oh, that was he dragged that wall pretty good. That's like a Philip Bridgman drag right there.
Speaking of Philip, there he goes.
Oh, and there goes Derek. Almost made himself into a lawnmower.
Oh, there's another car in the wall. Kyle Heath. Man. Boy, it's starting to intensify.
I think Kyle Heath might have had a little bit of help there in turn 3, Brian. I didn't get a good...
I didn't get a good glimpse of it either. I might have to go back and see.
But he's still in second place. Hey. Holy moly, that was a fight for second for sure. I don't know if Chris Brown might have... Larry Blair trying to make up all that ground that he lost while staying out during that sequence of pit stops earlier there after Paul Witt started to make that pit stop, and then everybody else, and you had a few that stayed out there and decided to go long. Well, now they're trying to work their way back up through the field here. Mark Whitley also trying to work his way up through the field after that mistake getting onto pit road.
So on lap 67...
Oh, Jason back into the wall. Okay, lap 67?
Yes, that'll be halfway.
Okay.
Oh, we got Samuel Archibald. Doing a little blinky in front of Philip Bridgman there. Threw Philip for a loop. You know, Philip ain't gonna have that. That's for sure.
Well, he'll just be trying to get by in the fastest way that he can, or maybe just let him ride off a little bit. Either or. You don't really want to be too racy with someone who's blinking up around you, that's for sure. You never know where they might pop back up at.
Yes, sir. I agree.
Good 10th place battle here. You got Josh Small stalking the back of Jim Coleman'sberger with Terry Duguay and Mark Kosick right there. So you could throw a little blanket over those four, and then they're reeling in slowly but surely the hard-charging Derek Coffey. So...
.52 of 134 in the books.
Kyle Heath reeling in. Speaking of reeling in, Kyle Heath, second place man, reeling in. Paul Witt in that 29 machine. He was at the moment, but then just kind of staying there, 0.3 of a second off of Witt. So really, at the moment, Kyle Heath, the only person being able to get close enough in that proximity to Paul Witt of this race. So this race ain't all gonna be, it looks like the Paul Witt show, so he's gonna have some competition here, it looks like.
Oh yeah. Kyle Heath running down Paul Witt. It's a little smoother on entry there to compared to Witt. See, a lot of these guys like the old Atlanta. Hey, a lot of these guys don't like the new Atlanta. So.
Well, Atlanta at one time was most definitely a driver's track. You know, you had to
Finesse with it a bit.
like, yes, you had to, you know, just let it roll or just pump the throttle a little bit. Just, you know, eke it around.
Yes, sir.
You just had to really work the track the best you could. It was a driver's track. And then they turned it into a super speedway in a sense. It's always been a super speedway because at one time, you know, you go over 200 miles per hour here. You know, it was a very quick track.
Oh yeah. Now it's just a mile and a half super speedway, so. Which I do believe in a couple of weeks they do go under the lights. So that'll be good.
I do believe Phillip might have caught the wall again. He fell outside the top 10, so just a little side note there. As Heath and Witt kind of drive away from third place man Brown there in the 92. Opening up a 2.5 lead over third. That truck in fourth place in the picture frame is actually the lap down truck of Mark Whitley. He's trying to get his lap the old-fashioned way.
Oh yeah, Whitley's very fast everywhere he goes, very consistent. Nonetheless, Whitley's very quick every week. So. Jim. Oh, Kyle. Kyle Gooden. How's it going, sir? Yeah. Jim's doing pretty good. Jim's just hanging out. Jim Coleman'sberger up there in P6.
Disconnected.
Yes. I'm like, wait a minute. I gotta pause.
I was gonna say Paul Witt was being challenged by Kyle Heath. Kyle Heath trying to seem to take the lead away here halfway through this run, I would say.
Kyle Heath now got the lead from Witt there, Will. Oh, no, yep, no. Now as Paul Witt comes back to the outside.
Very great battle for the lead here, Brian. Both of them. Kyle Heath trying to side draft best he can from Paul Witt. Paul Witt getting back down to him.
Next time by will be lap 64, which they will be halfway once these two gentlemen cross the line here, which is now. So they are now halfway through this race.
I thought you said halfway was 67.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. What did I say? What did I think? 64. You're right. 67.
I'm just going off what you told me earlier.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know,
67.
like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, you're right. But yes, Will, as you said, Whitley wants to get it back the old-fashioned way, and look where he sits there. He's sitting right behind that P2. So you know he has long-run speed and pace. So I think once Whitley gets himself back on the lead lap, Will, he's going to be a threat to these guys up here in the top 5.
Oh yes, most definitely. He's already a threat at the moment, just trying to get his lap back, in a sense. Just trying to work his way past the 2 race leaders.
We'll come back
Cautions
here.
are,
Oh yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, cautions are sometimes rare to see in the SRU, whether it be Cup or Truck or any of their series that they may run. It can be quite difficult to get a caution. They really are great at green flag running, so.
Oh yeah.
But Whitley, like you said, very quick, very fast, very consistent, and he's just able to drive up there and basically try to get his lap back on merit, on pace, the honest way.
Oh yeah. Let's see, there's 68 of Campbell, Christopher Campbell, looking to get by Derek Coffey. But Coffey isn't giving up any ounce of bit there. So now slowly closing in on that is Cossack, but surely enough, we are now a bit over halfway. I think we'll wait till pit stops, at least, and then do our deal there. Because Mark Cossack will move up to P10, Hunsaker back there P11. So he's right on board with Philip Bridgman here. As you see, he's got his eyes set on Sammy Archibald and Matthew Hunsaker. Oh, there's a car around in front of Philip there. That looks like Christopher Campbell there. He sure did. That was the wonderful Chris. We'll go ahead and watch and see what happened. So that looked like a little hit to the wall. Oh no, loose. Oh man. Came down, hit the quarter of Bradford. Put Bradford in the wall with that 68. Man, oh man. Since they're in the pits, let's see if we can give them a quick shout here. Mr. Bradford, you got a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
So, you got clipped in the quarter there by... I'm not too sure who that was. Oh, Chris Chamberlain.
Yeah.
How did that feel to that truck, and what are you gonna do now to try to capitalize on that?
It pretty much hurt me and gave me some damage I had to fix. I don't know if there's going to be much I can do to get back from it, being 3 laps down. I'm kind of struggling with the truck, so I'm just trying to hold on with the best I can.
Are you gonna return
What?
any favor as I'm sorry, Will. Are you gonna return any favor as possible to Chris for doing that mistake, or what?
No, I don't know if I will or not, man, because he owned up to it. He said it was all on him, so I don't think I'm going to retaliate.
Alright, there you go. Will, I know you got one thing for him, and then we'll ship him back up there.
What exactly were you struggling with, Aaron?
It's just super loose. You know, coming into the turn and coming out of the turn. Just can't put no power down to get any forward momentum.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully you can get a slew of cautions and everything and get yourself back up into contention, hopefully, Aaron.
That's what I'm hoping for, man. I really would like to, you know, be a little bit of the competition here instead of just riding around in the back.
Hey, you know you always do it. I'm gonna get you back up there. Didn't mean to bother you, but they said if they ever get in a wreck, pull them in there and see what they got to say, and that's that. So, all right, sir, I'm gonna get you back up there. Enjoy.
All right, Brian, appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You heard it well. He will not do anything harmful because he did man up to his mistakes. So that's always a good thing. That's, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure Campbell didn't mean to, you know, come down and clip him or anything. I'm pretty sure whenever he whacked the wall, he kind of lost a bit of control of his race truck there, and just innocent bystander Aaron Bradford there just got caught up in it. Philip Bridgman with new tires, just no place to go. Trying to work his way around Chamberlain there in the 70 machine.
Pit road's busy, Will.
Yep. Here, most definitely, we will see the strategies of who's going to stay out a little bit longer, try to get fresher tires towards the end of the race, and who all's going to basically pit around the same time or not, or very busy place at the moment, though. Like you're saying, this sequence of pit stops, everybody, for the most part, somewhat pitting on the same lap or close together with who they're battling with, I would say. So, very different from the first sequence we saw before the stage break, race break.
Oh yeah. You see Whitley back up there in the front. He's gonna now get onto pit road the correct way and try to do his best to overcome that by not doing that anymore. So I do believe this is the last cycle of pit stops here.
There might be one more pit stop.
Well, yeah, I mean like of the group here.
Oh.
Yeah. Alright, we will now go to our section of the night, Will. And I hope everybody enjoys. So as we return here, Paul Witt now back up to the front, almost a little over 2.5 second lead over Kyle Heath.
Yes, Brian, circulating lap 84 of 134, so you can see the different strategies of the field as far as pit stops, see basically how it gained them and also how it's going to lose them over a period of time as far as short pitting, as far as staying out a little bit longer. I believe Philip Bridgman was the first person to start that last sequence of pit stops that got him all the way up to about 4th or 5th position. Now he's kind of plateauing down that hill at the moment, going back down the top 10. So once this next cycle, or before this next cycle erupts, a pit sequence, have to keep an eye on him, and let's see where he would play out or kind of roll out to be before the next sequence occurs. 14 trucks at the moment on the lead lap, so kind of the pace of the race kind of setting strong at the moment. Handful of trucks a lap down. I want to say that's 5, maybe 6 in total. Let's count them again. 1, 2, 3. That is 5 indeed. So a couple, we know, kind of there by mistake. They kind of made a couple of mistakes and just kind of put themselves in that position. Others just unfortunately not having the pace tonight, but hey, they still sticking through it, seeing what they can get. Hopefully get back on the lead lap, be pace enough to be there at the finish.
Oh yeah. You see up here, Whitley coming back around Paul Witt to skip back on the lead lap. So now there will be currently 4 cars 1 lap down because Whitley got by Witt there to get back on the lead lap. So, but Palmer, on the other hand, is fixing to go back a lap down. So if I'm Palmer, I'm doing everything in God's almighty to hold back that 29. So I can stay on the lead lap, hope for a caution, and then...
Well, he's having a great battle at the moment, though, with Art and the line for, what is that, 13th position at the moment. So good battle between the two of them as Art just about lost the racetrack there, going a lap down to Paul Witt. As looks like Art is just having an ill-handling racetrack at the moment. It is just all sorts of sideways on him. Entering the corner, exiting the corner, throughout the corner. It just doesn't want to settle for him.
No, it does not. By the way, I like that 29 truck there. Pretty unique, pretty creative. For autism awareness. So well done on the paint. But Kyle Heath is slowly starting to... Oh, Mark Kosic's bitten. Kyle Heath is slowly closing that gap to Paul Witt.
Yes, it always seems that Kyle Heath always seems, yes, how many more times can I say seem in a sentence? Just Kyle Heath always has that long run pace just about everywhere we see Kyle go. Trying not to say seem, that seems to be word of the day here. But oh well, still gonna say it. It's one of those can't help but not say it.
It happens. Just like that, I say a lot of times. As Samuel Archibald looks to go underneath that 24 Chevy machine there. Slides up right in front of him there as we see the brake there. Oh, and Sammy blinks. Comes back. Good driving by Jason. I would have been a little nervous, to be honest with you. Right on board here with Philip Bridgman sitting comfortably, P7. With Sammy Archibald behind him, from Jason Adams, Derek Coffey. But Josh Small.
I was just about to say something. Took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say something. Larry Blair in 5th position.
That's all Larry. But Larry Bear's looking.
Good run by Josh. I'd have to agree with you indeed. He was battling for about 7th to 10th spot, and then now finds himself running inside the top 5. Comfortable position at the moment. And this battle back here between Archibald and Adams is really heated, as Archibald has done some really wacky slide jobs to get in front of Jason. So, don't know how many more times Jason will let him keep on sliding up in front of him like that. So, if we see a caution come out and we kind of get the gist of what could have might have done happen. As 7th, 8th, 9th, Philip Bridgman getting past, he's down to 10th, so.
Yep, it says this is your battle for 7th. So you see Jason, as you see there. Derek now gets by Sammy.
Yeah, it just looks like...
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, I was just going to say, looks like Derek just seems to be able to put his truck anywhere he wants to here this evening. We saw him earlier coming off of turn 4. He kind of darted down, but then was able to get it back going the right way. I thought for sure he was going to go straight across the infield. Oh, Paul Witt and Kyle Heath has changed for the lead while we were back here admiring this hard fight back here. So that battle for the lead is going on, while this battle for 7th, 8th, 9th is going on, and Terry Duguay just throwing his truck up here just to be a part of the mix. He's a lap down, but he would probably be in this battle if he wasn't a lap down, just from the looks of things. As Paul Witt slowly going off the heels of Kyle Heath. Kyle Heath trying to open up a gap now.
About almost a second and a half gap. Wow. I wonder if it was because he pushed too hard early on, which is a possibility. As you see there, they're now crossing the line. Josh Small is now coming into the middle of turns 3 and 4. So that just shows you the time difference from P2 and 3 to P4.
Yeah, you got that about that 5 second, well, about 4 seconds from P2 to P3, and then that gap from P3 to P4. Larry Blair.
Yep.
Go ahead. What?
I was going to say, as you see there, Philip Richmond now pulls down pit road to make, I do believe, his last and final stop of the night.
Yes, this final sequence of stops should be everybody's final pit stop of the evening. I wonder which out of the front two will pit first. Probably Paul Witt will pit first. I think Paul's been pitting first.
Yes, Paul did come down first. And then Kyle. I think it was Witt and Thielen. The last stop before this one that they got to make. I think Kyle stayed out an extra lap or two more than Paul Witt and all them.
Oh, Josh got wicked loose there, trying to stay in front of Larry Blair. Also trying to keep the lap trucks at bay there, but Hunsaker also moving into position here, trying to get inside the top 5. How much longer, if you're someone like Josh Small who's that loose on that set of tires, how much longer are you going to stay out there? Most definitely want to pit before Larry Blair, because that's the person you've been battling with this entire race. Just about.
You see there, Kyle Heath looking to pass Mark Kosick. Well, look at that. Whitley is now back in the top 10.
Yeah, I just looked over and saw that. Impressive, very impressive run for Whitley to really get all he can get after making that mistake. Drive back from that mistake and put himself in that good position if caution was to occur. He'd be back on that lead lap for sure, not have to worry about being a lap down. But it is Atlanta, so sometimes the pit sequences take a few more laps than you would think, and in a way that's how he's gotten into that position. A couple of drivers have pitted and have went a lap down, and he's got there because of that in a way. So, but still, nevertheless, good run at the moment as Archibald makes his pit stop along with Josh Small, comes in pit road. So their final stop of the day. Chamberlain and Campbell make their final stop as well.
25 laps to go, Will. How does it look like that?
Paul Witt comes down pit road before Heath, so
Oh, that's why.
you got something loading at the top of your screen? Loading. Oh, leader. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Thank
That's what
you for giving me another graphic that shows me leader. As if the scoring pylon wasn't enough. Oh! Whitley, I think, lost it again coming on to pit road.
I hope not.
He was sideways. I don't know if he gathered it up or not.
Let's see.
He must have.
Oh, Terry went off track. Happened to Terry. Oh, he might have floored it a little too hard. Fresh tires down there on the apron. Oh yeah. Oh, you don't want to wash it back up. There you go. Alright, so he's good. See here, almost 20 to go here. Paul Witt, Kyle Heath, Thielen, Bridgman, Hunsaker, Blair, Small, Archibald, was Archibald, now it's Adams. See there, Larry Blair. Looking to get by Philip Bridgman here. For that P5. He certainly does. This is the battle for fourth here. Matthew, Larry, Philip, and Josh. I'm not too sure if they have anything to catch third place. So 20 to go.
Well, Heath has just a couple of lap fresher, like a few lap fresher tires than Paul Witt. We've seen historically in this race that Heath long run truck, long run capability, and just at Atlanta here, you know, just those tires degrade so quickly, and it seems like he is just closing that gap so quick here. It's amazing just what a few lap fresher tires actually can do.
I agree. Tires mean everything here, Will, and unfortunately for these boys, they get lucky that unlimited tires here. So if we look, these guys are battling it out for position there of Chamberlain and Derek Coffey. As Kyle Heath comes storming through there. Told Derek, no, that's right.
Chamberlain and Coffey, though, they are having a battle of their own, like you said, making it, they made it a little bit hard for Kyle Heath to get by, but still disposed of them fairly quickly as they go back to commence to having their battle there. So Kyle Heath goes back to chasing down Paul Witt in that 29 machine.
Philip Bridgman failed to P7, well, but yet again, that comes with the downfall of pitting like 2 laps to 3 laps earlier than the leaders, and you see the tremendous fall off is big. So
Also, the people you're racing around, yes. I find it very astonishing of the pace of Whitley there. Whitley wouldn't have had. I'm sure if he wouldn't have had the problem early on in the race, getting sideways in the pit road, making that mistake, I'm pretty sure he'd be up here in the top 5, top 3, battling for this win here this evening, for sure.
oh yeah, absolutely. He's been dominant in it, and if I would say anything, he is one of the, and I'm going to give it all to him, Whitley, to have going 2 laps down, to having a fault getting onto pit road and coming back to finishing in the top 10, or maybe, possibly, maybe just a shot at the top 5. Yeah, all hands down to him on that one. So, great driving by Whitley tonight. One of the improvements at the field to go 2 laps down, will come back and finish in the top 10. I would say that's a win-win, to be honest with you.
I would say so myself, even though he might be a bit frustrated with himself as well. Now he's got to the back door yet again of the 29 machine of Paul Witt. Let's see how long it takes him to get by him this time. 13 laps to go. Left to navigate here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. SRU Truck Series. Kyle Heath trying to take the long way around Paul Witt this time instead of taking the bottom like he had previously. Maybe Paul didn't really give him the bottom per se. Paul wanted to keep his momentum up in that bottom lane that he already had working with, and Kyle just saw a window of opportunity on that high side, so then therefore he just took it and went with it. And now we believe, yes indeed, he has cleared that 29 of Paul Witt. Now he can set sail in that clean air. But here comes Justin Thielen, not too far behind Paul Witt in that 29 machine.
But that lap down car, Coffee Will, is not giving up. He's going to try to pull a Whitley and get it back the old-fashioned way. But I don't know if he has enough time to do it. And then if he does, God bless him, they'll finish on the lead lap instead of 1 lap down. But I just don't think he's got enough time to do it.
Well, the field's kind of strung out here. Do have multiple trucks 1 lap down. What is that, 7, 6, 7? I believe 7, 1 lap down.
Yep,
so 10 left on the lead lap here. But I'm pretty sure Archibald is about to go a lap down. Then after that would be Bridgman would be in the territory of lap downness. Paul Witt not giving up here, still trying to stay within reason of Kyle Heath. Trying to keep Kyle honest as they approach this this battle.
Oh yeah. Which
I believe it's a battle.
For what? First?
No. In front of the leaders, there's like 3 trucks, but I think they're all on a different lap.
I do believe that is 69.
So it's Samuel, Aaron,
Yeah.
and Campbell. They're all on a different lap.
Yep. Six laps to go. Finessing through lap traffic will sometimes, you know, and I know, can be a pain in the butt. So
Yeah, normally people get out the way for the leader, but not necessarily for the person behind, so it's all about navigating that lower traffic or that lap traffic or whatever may be thrown at you like a Donkey Kong barrel. And we saw a truck get up in the wall. Wasn't too sure who that was, but
Cossack.
it was one of those fellas. No, I think it was Bradford.
That might have been.
Very similar paint scheme, but
5 laps to go here tonight in the SRU Truck Series. Can Paul Witt get to the back of Kyle Heath, or does Kyle Heath bring her home victorious?
I'm almost starting to think Paul don't have anything left for Kyle. Kyle's kind of pulling away now a little bit more at a time here. Gradually.
Yep.
Or just keeping that within a good buffer there. He's got a good distance.
Bridgman in danger to going a lap down. To Kyle.
Sorry for the yawning. Oh my goodness, so sorry.
No, you're good.
But not that the race is bull, not at the slightest. Just kind of a day, I guess. Yeah, I could say. Yeah, Paul Witt just unfortunately not able to have the long run speed, but Justin Thielen right there in the midst, in between all of that, some of the traffic there, and Justin able to catch up on this stint of the race. 2 laps to go, Brian.
Oh yeah, 2 laps to go, Will. Kyle Heath has about almost a second and a half lead over Paul Witt, but I don't care what anybody says. Paul Witt had a hell of a performance tonight at the old Atlanta. Led a lot of the laps, but unfortunately he couldn't lead the last one, and that's what's going to matter here tonight. But a podium finish for Witt and Thielen. As you see here, Will, Thielen is going to duke it out with Paul. You see Philip Bridgman up there in the wall. Can Thielen get the last lap pass on Paul Witt as we come to the checkered here? As we'll find out one last time. Oh, as contact was made by Archibald and Bridgman. As you see there, Paul Witt will beat Thielen to the line.
Very close battle, Brian, at the line for second and third. Kind of thought Thielen was going to get it at the end, but just didn't have enough to get around him. Witt holds on to second. Yeah.
You see Philip expressing his feelings to Archibald there. Like, hey, come on, man. But, you know, well, that is last lap racing, and you both are duking it out for the top 10. It really wasn't going to make a difference, so that's that.
You almost thought Paul Witt could have won this race tonight if he could have had a little bit longer run speed there at the end to keep Kyle Heath at bay, but just couldn't. Almost went back to back, but it wasn't meant to be at the end of the day. Congratulations to Kyle Heath and that Me Marie 13 truck. Cool to see Kyle Heath back in the SRU Truck Series.
Oh, yeah.
Great run for Josh Mall. Like we said earlier in the race, he was having a great run. Highest position I believe he had was 4th or 3rd. I believe it was 4th. Great to see him have a great run. Great to cap it off with a top 10 finish.
The almighty
Eric
hands down,
Coffey.
I'm telling you again, is going to Mark Whitley.
Oh, yes. Driver of the day. I would have to agree with you on that. Having that mistake, I believe you're right. He did go 2 laps down, got one of them back, and then got the other one back on merit and pace, and drove back to 6th place at the end of the day. Wasn't able to chase down Larry Blair, but was close, very close. But
So we'll go ahead and talk to Thielen first there, Will. I'll let you do the honors of all the interviews here. So go ahead and have at it. Hello, Mr. Thielen. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
How's it going, sir?
It's going good.
Great
Well,
performance
Justin.
tonight.
yes, go ahead, Brian.
Great performance tonight, Mr. Thielen. A very up and down night for you. Strong car there towards the end with you and Paul. Whole side by side battle. How was that truck in traffic compared to finessing through everything, and was pit road difficult to overcome and accomplish?
Truck felt great. I was playing a long run strategy, so I was kind of tire saving there the whole race, and I was able to come back there. I made an early mistake there in the pits early, and that really cost me. I didn't take tires on that first pit stop, and it really sent me backwards in the field. So I had to overcome that mistake. So 3rd place after overcoming that was an awesome place for me.
Justin, you had some really great battles in the beginning, and then also a little bit throughout the race. Like you said, you were just kind of conserving for the most part, and then there at the end, in the closing about 5 laps of the race, you were able to, have that really great battle there with Paul Witt there at the end in that 29 machine. Tell us about that. Like, they're going through, going down the back straightaway, going into 3. It just seemed like you just couldn't get there. But man, it sure looked like a great battle.
Yeah, there was one moment there coming out of 4 when we were coming around lap traffic there. I think it was with about 5 to go, and he went up high. I was like, if I can just get it. But he had that run off that high line, and it was able to propel him forward into 1 and 2, and I wasn't able to get it there with the draft and everything else. He ran that perfectly there at the end, and I don't run dirty, so I wasn't going to give him a bump and run, and it was a good battle there. I really enjoyed it.
Do you have any shout-outs or anything else you'd like to add about tonight's race there, Justin?
I mean, I'd like to shout out everyone in that field. That was a great race, caution-free, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. So, I mean, shout out to the whole field there. That was awesome.
Next week is Kansas. Basically a D-shaped oval compared to the quad oval of Atlanta, but very similar to Las Vegas in a sense, but definitely not as bumpy as Vegas, but also a little bit more flatter, not as banked. What's the thoughts and like the mindset going into next week at Kansas there, Justin?
It's going to be an interesting one. Kansas, with it being a multi-groove and allowing for slide jobs, and if you run a high line and the low line strategies, and it's really going to be an interesting race on who can tire save that one, I think, is really going to come into play because with the different lines, it really opens up to a lot of different strategies. So I'm really excited for next week. That's a really fun track and can be a really exciting race there.
I definitely have to agree with you on that, Justin. Congratulations on that third place finish with you and Paul there at the end. Great racing. Good to see you have a comeback drive. Like you said, you kind of messed up, had to go an extra stint on a set of tires, and then once you got back, you drove back up through the field. So best of luck to you next week at Kansas, Justin.
Thank you. Can't wait to see you all there.
Yes, sir. Awesome run, bud. I'll go ahead and get you back up there. Boom, boom, boom. All right, our next fellow person here, who's gotten a lot of love tonight, will be Mr. Paul Witt. Has gotten a lot of love out there throughout the whole race. Mr. Paul Witt, you got a copy?
I sure do, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing all right, sir. Nice to see you again up here. You had a lot of folks cheering you on tonight. You had a very dominant car. Truck. Fantastic run tonight. That 29 machine was strong all night. Should have won it, but you came a little short. Maybe a little confusion. Maybe a little early push hard with the truck. Couldn't save enough tires or whatever that circumstance might be. But why don't you go ahead and give a thorough rundown of how it was to finesse through traffic and then your take on maneuvering through pit road.
It was fine coming down pit road on the track. The truck handled great. That last stint there, when I came in for the last pit stop, that auto fuel got me again. I'd never added to it, so yeah, I just had just enough. I had to save to make it to the end.
Yes,
but the truck was the truck handled perfectly out there. I mean, it did get a little tight throughout, but you were only going to go about 30 to 34 laps on tires, so it was just put it down, hammer down, and go.
I would agree with you. Yes, that's what it seemed like. Was it difficult to maneuver through traffic in your eyes, like being side by side? Do you think that held you up a little bit to try to attempt to run down Kyle?
Nah, I could. Once Kyle got around me, I was just saving. I didn't have anything for him at the end there. He put a heck of a race together. It's just with all the different strategies that everybody has. When you get fresh tires and you get out there and you're blown by the guys with tires that aren't got a few laps on them or whatever, and you don't know which way they're going to go, if they're going to go low, high, and you just got to take your time and get through it. That was the big majority of the problem tonight, was just trying to get through there because everybody was on different strategies.
So, Paul, at the end of the race, Paul, you think just Kyle having that like three or four lap extra tire than you is what basically won him this race? Like you wasn't able to have that longevity like Kyle was for some reason tonight.
Well, at the end there, it was just I had to save fuel. He didn't have to save fuel. That was the big thing there, because he pitted right after I did. I pitted, and then he came around and came in the next lap. So if he would have stayed out an extra lap or so, I probably would have stretched the lead out a little bit more. But I had to save at the end because I didn't add fuel to it, and enough fuel to it to be able to just put it down and hammer down and go. I actually had to save the last 15 laps of that race.
So that's in the end, that is eventually what cost you. That was having to save the fuel. Almost cost you second place as well. But tonight was basically more or less very, not like they aren't, but tonight was more fun than other races, I guess you could say. Wasn't, to my knowledge, tonight wasn't necessarily a points race, just another race of the season, but yet exhibition one along the line. Anyway, enough of that rambling. My apologies. I can kind of derail myself there, Paul. But
It's all right. You know, I really enjoyed just being out there and having fun because all three of the series, you know, the Cup and the Xfinity, we were all in here. We all had a chance to come in here and race together, and you know, bringing the other leagues in and racing up against them. You know, you get to see what you have compared to them. You know, I can't do any of the other. I can't do any of the other ones. You know, I don't race on Sundays or Wednesday nights, so you know I can't do the other ones. But to come in here, to have those guys come in here and race against, that's the only way you get better is by racing against the guys that are actually up there and I-rating or, you know, drive a whole lot better. You just got to sit back, relax, run behind them, and learn from them. You know, I did that for years following Gary Slapinski around. So he was kind of like my mentor to in these trucks and everything. So he's helped me out a lot.
one last quick question, and then I'll let you go. Next week will be Kansas, so what's your thoughts and everything going into Kansas?
I am looking very forward to Kansas. I love that track. It should be a night race. It's gonna, you know, you've got the bottom, you got the middle, 3 lanes around that track, and all 3 of them are fast. So it's gonna be a good and exciting race. I'm looking very forward to that one.
Well, congratulations on that second place tonight, there, Paul. Any shout-outs or?
I just got to give a shout out to everybody here in this league. I mean, we got a good bunch of guys in here. Everybody races cleanly. You know, there's always a little bit of bickering here and there, but you're gonna get that anywhere. But you know, got to appreciate you guys for broadcasting it. You know, and you know, shout out to my wife for letting me come down here and do this stuff.
Oh yeah, Paul, hell of a job. Like I said, tonight should have been your race to win. That is for sure. But a hell of a job tonight by you, Pete, too. I wouldn't be upset about that at all, but a win is always good. So that's for sure.
Yeah, a win's always good, but top 5 is what really counts. I mean, tonight it wasn't about the points, so you know,
exactly.
I always put it in my head, you know, top 5s. If you can top 5 every race, then you're going to be there with the points towards the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, all right, sir. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get you back up there. Awesome job tonight, sir. Best of luck to you. Can't wait to see what you got next week. And, yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, man. No problem. All right, Will. The final not least, you are taking the floor away as soon as he gets in here. So we'll go ahead and bring Kyle in here. Go ahead, Will. The floor is yours.
Kyle Heath.
Oh, what's up? Hey, Will.
Hey.
God almighty, man. I ain't heard your voice in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a few months, hasn't it? Anyway, so tonight we get to see you come into the Truck Series down here in the SRU Craftsman Truck Series and kind of put on a show. You didn't qualify, which is kind of almost normal, and then you just drove yourself. You patiently, methodically, you know, worked your way up through the field, and you found yourself at the end of the stage there, sitting in like 3rd or 4th position, and then at the end of that stage break, bam, you went straight for the lead. Well, you know, you eventually got there. Had some good battles there with Paul Witt throughout the race. You know, you guys during the pit cycles and whatnot, running him back down and so forth. Kyle, just tell us about the race overall from your point of view, and then just, you know, the pit strategy and everything involved here tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, first off, I'm so happy I'm able to, come in here in the SRU Truck Series and race at least one race. It's always fun and kind of race with some of the new fellas that's come in here. Yeah, like I said, I started in the back. Let the truck guys let them duke it out, and I just slowly just worked my way up to the front. Just took my time, wasn't going to impede nobody, and had pretty good race up through there to the field, and coming to the stage, first pit stop, I damn near spun it out coming into the pits. I think Whitley did a lap before I came in. He kind of wiped out a little bit. Yeah, coming to the stage, green flag happened. Had a pretty good battle. I forgot what place I finished in. I think it was maybe third, fourth, fifth, something like that at the stage. And, pretty much green the rest of the way. I mean, that was real surprising. And then coming to that last pit stop, man, I had too much rear brake, forgot to change my brake bias, and spun it out in the pit road, hit the inside wall, 360'd it, grabbed the gear, and went on my way and did my pit stop and got out on the track. But poor Paul Wood, he said he didn't take enough fuel at the end. He had a save a little bit at the end, which really sucked because me and him was having a good race. Because at one point in the race, man, the high side was a good line to be in. Had that momentum, and a couple laps there, he was wanting to stay on the high line, and I wanted to be up there, and he wouldn't let me have it until at the end. He tried, and I dogged it in there, and I stayed up high, and I was able to get to his rear quarter panel and go along, going on my way. But it was still fun. I mean, I'm just happy to be able to race at least one race with these guys. I love the trucks. I love this league. Pretty awesome. And I want to give a big shout out to old buddy Dave out there. I don't know if he's out there watching or not, but let Dave know this will be my only race for the SRU Truck Series.
Talk about getting onto pit road compared to, say, like a cup car. Like, how big of a difference can it be feeling, I guess you could say, like the speed difference, I guess is the best way to put it, of, say, like a truck compared to, like, say, the cup car trying to get onto pit road?
I don't know. For me, it's a little weird because the trucks, to me, it has a lot more grip coming into the pits. You're able to, get on the brake and whatnot. The cup cars, for me, it's like if you get too much on the brake, whatever tires you got, it's going to start locking up. You really have to be finesse with it, and you can really get out of shape with those cars. With the trucks, I mean, just a little bit of less brake bias coming to the back, hit the brakes, you can really fishtail it getting in. That's it. I mean, it's kind of a tit for tat for me. Is I don't really race the trucks that much, so it kind of threw me for a loop the first time I went in, and I almost spun it out, which I got lucky and I didn't. Then the second time I came in on that last green flag stop, I totally just forgot to change my brake bias towards the front, and that's whenever I broke loose too much. Ended up crashing.
Understandable. Well, Kyle, is there anything else you'd like to add, or maybe some more shout-outs, or talk about tonight's race or anything, Kyle?
Nah, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, besides just giving a shout-out to the SRU Truck Series, I mean, got a good things going on over here, and you guys broadcasting it out there. Sometimes I go in there and I'll try to watch some of the highlights and whatnot. Usually whenever I'm kind of laying down and going to bed on a Friday night after my races. Because I do race on another league on Friday nights, and I was lucky enough to come in here and race with these guys on this Friday night. Plus the league I'm running in, they're racing at Talladega, and I didn't too much care for no super speedway racing. I'd rather be at Old Atlanta. Old Atlanta is to me, it's the best track in iRacing.
Right. There's a etiquette or a driver's type of way to race Atlanta, and you just got to be able to do that correctly, and it's a lot of fun. Some people aren't. They don't necessarily find it fun, and Old Atlanta just is kind of cool to them, I guess you could say. But I used to really love it. It's a fun track. I do agree with you, Kyle. Also, congratulations tonight. Good to hear from you. We wish we saw you more in the Truck Series, but it's understandable. The different rules and everything that. And like you said, you race in a different league now on Fridays and whatnot. So, but yeah, man, congratulations tonight on that win.
Yeah, I also want to give a big shout out to Jason who put this race on tonight. Have a full 100% race. 134 laps. I think it was 134. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, to me, the longer the races, the more fun it is. There's so many different strategies play out throughout the whole field. Somebody coming in, a little bit, couple laps sooner to kind of, to get the couple spots coming up, in the field, and then, their tires fall off, and then the guys who waited to pit, they got fresher tires. I mean, there's just so many things that come into play for those longer races, especially whenever it's full green flag runs, which which was really awesome tonight.
Always great to see the green flag running that the SRU guys are always known for having.
Yes,
Brian, anything else you'd like to add, or?
Is Brian there? I talked about Talladega tonight for the other league I'm in, but guess what we're going to Sunday?
I was going to say that. I was going to say that's where we're at. That's where we're at Sunday. No, good run up there. We were watching close eye on you throughout the field. It was between you, Witt, and the other Whitley. There you go, Whitley. I'm like, a couple of Cup guys are in here. We see that's going to be interesting to watch as they finesse through the field here and try to get through. Well, for once, you actually got down pit road the right way without locking anything up. Unfortunately for Whitley, little slip ups here and there, but hell of a run by you. Get her done. It's been a long time since you've been over here in the trucks. My personal opinion, I don't think they should cap anything. That's just my personal opinion. I don't run over here, and that's that. Bigger fields like this get drivers a lot better at driving around certain people and helping them improve on the driving and to learn from the guys who are better. So once again, hands down to you. Awesome job on the win. I know you like Old Atlanta. You don't like New Atlanta. We're all familiar with that. But hands down to you. Hell of a job starting in the back. Actually, I do believe you did get in the OL. So
yeah.
Because you wanted these truck guys to duke it out. Since with you being a Cup driver, so which would make sense, and then you get the feel of certain drivers starting in the back, getting up to the front, which was no issue from you my apologies, which is no issue for you throughout the weeks. You're very good at doing that, so once again, awesome job, and that's all that I gotta say. Well, besides see you Sunday, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely see me Sunday. The guys in the Truck Series, I mean, they're putting on a hell of a show. I mean, even just starting in the back and watching them battle, you know, up ahead of me, you know, it was a sight. It was a sight to see. Hell, I was becoming a fan. I almost wanted to stay back there and watch some of those guys battle it out. I mean, it was all the fun seeing that, you know, side by side racing, and then, you know, I heard some of the guys over the radio behind me, you know, taking it 3 wide. I'm like, man, I want to see that. Wait a minute, you know.
Yeah, there was a lot of 3 wide all majority of the night, but awesome job, Mr. Kyle. I will go ahead and get you back up there with all them. Awesome job. And then I'll go ahead and let Will close out the night and talk later.
Yes, sir. See you Sunday, Brian.
Yeah. All right, well, go ahead and do your thing.
Well, for myself, Brian Hunt there, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming out and hopefully enjoying tonight's SRU Craftsman Truck Series race at Atlanta. Next week, Kansas Motor Speedway. That nice 1.5 D-shaped oval out there in the Midwest. Sure to bring some good racing to boot, so tune in next week, same time, same channel, BNR Racing Network. So until then, have a good and safe night.
Yes, sir. Good night, everybody. Dave, our thoughts and prayers are out there with you, too.